Hello, welcome to this new episode of Creso Talk. I'm your host, Bravo Zambia. And today I'm privileged to host the Student Union Secretary General of the Interim Union, Mr. Oscar. So we're going to go on a break before we get to know more about Mr. Oscar.
Amazing, isn't it? The zeal to want to grow, to become better and achieve greatness, to want to learn and expand in your profession. But wait a minute. You need a conducive environment that couches and supports your development. A place for growth, innovation, and change. One with instructors that have your best interests at heart to tailor-make every lesson.
I said earlier on, I'll be talking to Mr. Oscar. Mr. Oscar, welcome to the interview.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Good to see you. I've never seen you in this year, so I would say Happy New Year.
Same to you.
All right, thanks very much. Personally, I just know you as Oscar. You can kindly tell us your full names.
My full name is Oscar Mande.
Okay.
Yeah. And my other middle name, call me Kanoka.
Kanoka.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's a royal name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that was the second chief from my tribe.
Okay.
Sure.
Then, which faculty are you coming from in the program of study, as well as in which year are you?
The faculty is coming from the public health. Yeah. And I'm in my third year, first semester. Yes.
Okay. Someone out there would want to know maybe a brief background about yourself. Where are you from and who is Oscar?
Okay. I would say Oscar is, of course, not what everyone sees, but there's a distinct of other things that are in Oscar. So, just description of background about me would be, Oscar is just any person that you would interact with.
Okay.
I'm a person who would love to interact with different people, mingle, doing different activities. I come from a family of 5. Yeah, of course, I still live with my parents, kept by my parents, of course. And I come from Northwestern, specifically that's Zambezi district.
Yeah, and Zambezi is one of the places that are very far away from the central business of our country, Lusaka. So, and Creso is here. How did you find yourself at Creso University?
Finding myself here it was not even planned actually. Yeah, it was something that came, something that I never saw coming. Yeah, through friends, I was able to allocate Creso, and also with the help of Facebook and other social medias, I was able to allocate Creso. And being a far place, through again the same friends connected me through, and I managed to apply. And today here I am at Creso.
Sure. Interesting. Then, how has it been with you being at Creso? How has it been the journey with you, starting from first year up to now?
Okay, there are various activities that I've been going through at Creso. Yeah, of course. From outside and also from inside. I've been one of the person who've been mostly at a far place watching, especially with coming to participation. I would anticipate to say I've not participated muchly on it because I would have several challenges when it comes to knowing Creso more. So it took me some time, especially in my first year, where I could not recognize who is who. I could not recognize what sports activities and other things to do. But due to time and other things, I was able to pick up and just venture in and move on, starting to know Creso more. So, of course, there are things that I've learned from Creso. There are things that I've seen at Creso. Yeah, sure.
Then, is there anything that you do apart from maybe being in school? Do you have sports activities, maybe, or hobbies that you do, maybe, especially in your free time?
Okay, I'm one of the person who would want to learn new things. Of course, adding them to my lifetime hobbies. So my hobbies mostly will be swimming, and if you remember earlier on, I told you about where I come from, that's Zambezi. So there, we've got a river and we've got a sand beach there. So mostly I would prefer swimming. I do swimming a lot. Oh, it's a bit challenging here because every time you have to swim, you have to pay something.
You have to go to the swimming pool.
Yes,
sure.
Then you have to pay someone just for that service. But I love swimming, and I also love, I would spend most of my time maybe reading and also watching movies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Interesting. Then, before we go on a break, do you have a role model or maybe somebody that inspires you within Zambia or maybe outside Zambia? Maybe fashion, maybe politics, or anything?
Okay, yeah, I do have. To start with, from within, my role model will be the late President Mwanawaza. He's been one of the person who has played a very big role in my life.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, because I remember I would watch him several times when I was growing up, starting from my primary school, where I started to venture myself and find myself participating in things like debate. Yeah, I've been doing that, but then most of the person that you look up to is the president because of the works that he did, doing it for the people and having that heart, patriotism for the people.
Okay.
And also moving out from Zambia, one person that has motivated me so much would be a certain actor, Martin Lawrence. Yeah, he's one of the person who's got a low background, but then what he has achieved up to this time in his lifetime is something that he never been dreamed of, and that's what moves me a lot and encourages me even to work extra hard towards what I do.
Interesting. We're going to break, then we'll get to know more about you. All right, so right now, we'll go on a break, then we'll get to know more about Oscar.
An environment that supports your moral growth, one that delivers quality education to groom you and set your potential so high to become an entrepreneur or join the workforce, build you to be environmental cautious and facilitate its best practices. But that's not all. You need a clear runway with the best facilities to equip you in delivering the best quality health, grooming you to bring out the best in others. And we believe that the best meal and service you can deliver is a mixture of etiquette in reception and just a dash of care.
I'm still talking to Mr. Oscar. So before we went on a break, I'm sure we've heard a lot of, especially being on your personal life, but I now want to take you back to school, mainly in the union. You're the Secretary General there, and I'm sure students would want to know mainly your objectives and what they expect from you.
Okay. To start with, it's my objectives as on a personal basis, and also, of course, these are the things that I would want to adjust and extend to other union members. As you know, it's a group, okay? So it's a person who would develop an idea and add it to on a group so that it is functioning. So my objective would be filling in. The first thing is filling in the gaps of what students have been lacking on. Of course, we've been having different unions from the past years. Okay, even before I came here, there was a union. Even the time I came here, there was a union. So my objective would be filling in the gaps. The first thing is filling in the gaps where other colleagues who are there did not do, because I've also had a cry one time. I had to cry. This is lacking, and that's one thing that I want to do.
Okay.
And also on the second note, I would want to deliver quality and brilliant services to students, and this is why I would want to also develop the same thing with my other union members, of course executive, to also show that passionate of working for students. Of course, the union is not for the group, the union is not for who, but it's for the entirely globe of the whole school and the students, mostly.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. Then I'm sure it has been almost a month or over a month since you took up such a position. Are there any challenges, or how does it feel to be in such a position currently?
It feels brilliant on the positive side, but also on the other side, it's challenging because it's one thing that would require you to be focused. Okay, you don't need to be reluctant or maybe to just stay there. There are things that will come from different directions. So challenges have been there. My position had taken my time. I need time to study, but then instead of studying, maybe I'm attending the interest of the students. At the end of the day, yes. And then at the time where I'm supposed to do other activities, maybe, and again, I'm still doing this same work. But at the end of the day, I would say it's the passion that I have to do and to deliver the quality services for the students at the end of the day.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure. Then, just about being the Secretary General, I'm sure there are certain things that you feel specifically you want to deliver. Maybe you can mention one or two so that someone out there would really know to say the time when Oscar was the Secretary General for the Student Union, this is what he delivered and this is what he promised, and indeed he has delivered.
Okay. What I want to do, or what I would love to mention to someone out there who's watching or who's viewing us, is that I would want to say every voice must be heard. Every voice, no matter how little it is, no matter how small or maybe how unrecognized one is, but trust me or believe me, your voice will be heard out. Yes.
Okay. Sure. Then, how do you balance? I'm sure just being in the union, I'm sure there are a lot of challenges that you're facing right now, because you have to balance school, being a leader, as well as certain hobbies that you do. So how do you divide time? Maybe someone out there would want to copy your style, how you balance your time, school as well as other things that you do, including leadership.
Okay. Necessity of balancing my time mostly would be from my time experience. This is not my first my first time to be into leadership. I've done a lot in terms of leadership just from from my childhood. Yeah, I would remember. I would be in my grade 9. I'll be the head boy, and would go forth doing a lot of things. Okay, I've done a lot of things to do with the leadership. So time management is just an issue where one has to be committed. So like what I would do is I would ensure that if I know I have got school right now, so let's say I've got assignments, I've got presentations, I will run them and finish them at a particular time, and also consider other things so that I remain with some time to be relaxed and also just to release myself.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Then there are many types of leadership that we have. Then which one do you prefer? Do you like working in isolation, maybe alone, or maybe you prefer to work as a group, as an individual? Just based maybe on your perspective, how would you want to work?
I would always love to work as a group because I believe working in a group, people come up with different ideas, directives, and that would always bring up a goal to be, different ideas would always bring up a good goal to be delivered out there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So I prefer working as a group.
Okay. So go on the last break, then we'll come back. We'll come and conclude with you, Mr. Oscar. Okay, right now we'll go on the last break, then we'll come and conclude with Mr. Oscar.
While you're at it, rejuvenate with a variety of sports and associations that build your skills and enhance your development. Because when you come to university, it's people meeting people, learning from others, and at the end of the day, it is working together and building something bigger than ourselves. The good conversations, expressing who we are, and the relationships we establish.
Once again, welcome back, and we're about to come to the end of the show, but I still have a few questions for you, Mr. Mr. Oscar. Yes, we've quite learned a lot from you and who our Secretary General is. I would want to know personally, where do you see yourself? Maybe in the next 5 years.
Okay. In the next 5 years, that's a long short-term period. Of course, I'll be completing my school, that is next year. Already, I'll be depleting my 5 years, as you said. So, in the next 5 years, what I want to see myself doing is I've got some plans, of course. Also, not something that will only benefit me on a personal basis, but also others. Yes, I would love to start doing some things like running some projects. Okay, already like in my mind, there's some projects that I have already in my mind, especially when I'm done with school, because it's just that I'm occupied, I'm committed with my school. I can't do them right now, and also due to finances, but I would love to run some projects that will benefit especially young youths out there, to see them or maybe to motivate them, to run them through, like just to take you back where I come from. It's a challenge. Want to complete school and go to a university due to maybe setup and also culture involved into developing minds of the young kids there. It's one of the things that I would want to raise, and also of course to see myself working.
Okay, sure. Interesting. Then, do you have a hidden talent that you have? Maybe you've not yet showcased it to the school. Do you have a talent?
Yes, I have a talent, and I sing.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't showcased.
Are you in the school choir?
Not really.
You should join them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's just at the time I wanted to join, you find that I'm having classes.
Oh, sure.
Those could be most of the challenges. But I do sing. Back home, I would go to church. I'm a praise leader. Yeah, it's one of the things that most of the people here or maybe other students don't know about me, because maybe I've hidden it, as you've said it. And also, I'm a good volleyballer player.
A team is there, so just make sure you follow them up.
Yeah. Actually, I've been following that up. So you maybe, how to say, you'll be seeing me now doing that.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So as we come to the end of the show, I want you to give your concluding remarks, as well as to tell the students, not only students, but even people that are not yet at Creso, and why they should come to our university.
Okay, the message that I would want to share out there with other youths, with other people who are still in schools, maybe school leavers who are planning to visit, maybe to join Creso University, I would say it is a good thing for each and every person to have some certain principles in life that they have to align up, so that they follow them and help them achieve. Those will be their goals at the end of the day. So such people, or maybe such people should get this message. Please, school wisely. We are all here to learn, and there's some weaknesses. So work out on your weakness. Let your weakness be your stepping stone, because it is what will make you be who you are at the end of the day or in life. So you should be who you are according to what you feel, but never give up in life.
Sure.
Okay.
Mr. Oscar, I would love to thank you so much for sparing your time to come and be on Creso Talk.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Well, I've been talking to Mr. Oscar, who is the Secretary General in the Student Union here at Creso University. I've been your host, Richard Bravo Zambia. Until next time, Mulunga Kudalisen.